I'm Vicki Bloom. I'm Dean of the Library Services at Indiana University South Bend, and I've been a librarian for many years. And the book that I've chosen today to read is Little House on the Prairie, which quite shockingly I didn't understand was a banned book until recently. This was my favorite book and my favorite series when I was a little girl. I loved Laura and her sister, and I wanted to live just like they did back then in the West. In fact, I still love watching Westerns today. So I'm going to read a part. One of the reasons this book was banned is its portrayal of Native Americans. But I think it also shows how once you get to know a group that you're scared of, your view can change. So in this part, I will read, while they were talking, they could hear the drums beating in the Indian camps and shouts. Laura sat still as a mouse on the doorstep and listened to the talk to the Indians. The stars hung low and large and quivering over the burned prairie, and the wind blew gently in Laura's hair. Mr. Edward said that there were too many Indians in the camps and he just didn't like it. Mr. Scott said he didn't know why so many of those savages were coming together if they didn't mean devilment. The only good Indian's a dead Indian, Mr. Scott said. Pa said he didn't know about that. He figured Indians would be as peaceable as anybody else if they were left alone. Then it goes on to say, in the woods, Pa had met an Osage who could talk to him. This Indian told him that all the tribes except the Osages had made up their minds to kill the white people who had come into the Indian county, and they were ready to do it when the lone Indian came riding into their big powwow. The Indian came riding so fast and so far because he did not want them to kill the white people. He said he was an Osage and that they called him a name that meant he was a great soldier, Soldat du Chien. He kept arguing with them day and night, Pa said, till the others agreed with him. Then they stood up and told the other tribes that if they started to massacre us, the Osages would fight them. That was what made that so much noise that terrible last night. The other tribes were howling at the Osages, and the Osages were howling back at them. The other tribes did not dare fight Soldat du Chien and all of his Osages, so the next day they went away. That's one good Indian, Pa said. No matter what Mr. Scott said, Pa did not believe that the only good Indian was a dead Indian. And I'm going to read a couple pages up. And it said that Laura finally met an Indian, and Laura looked up at the Indian's fierce, still brown face. It was a proud, still face. No matter what happened, it would always be like that. Nothing would change it. So I just wanted to show that people can change once they get to know other groups, and I think this is a wonderful read for children.